everyone. Welcome. Welcome to Heart Medicine. I hope you're all doing good tonight. So happy to be with you all. The world needs our medicine. We need our medicine. We are here to practice and to hold that frequency of love and compassion. And I want to welcome everyone who's new tonight. And as we have people joining in, I want to give a big thank you to our beautiful Baba Diva, who's always helping us, who's fluffing their ponytail right now. On behalf of all beings, Baba, we thank you. And I'm in a bit of a playful mood tonight. You know, everybody, you have to keep the joy. You have to keep laughing right now. In the midst of the apocalypse, you know, we practice love, we laugh, we still have joy. So here we are. And just remember, everyone, that these practices that we are doing are not just for ourselves alone, but they're for all beings everywhere. We are in this class, I always envision that we are activating the global heart. We are the collective, we are the ecosystem, and never underestimate the power of your own practice. One good heart out there, one open-hearted being can start a revolution, change the world. And these are the kind of dreams, if you hang out with me, you know I'm a big dreamer and I'm always hatching up a plan to save the world. So all I can think of is one heart at a time. So I know you feel me if you're on this class. And as we do this practice, we get deeper and deeper. This is a whole journey, and I'll talk more about that part in the Dharma talk. But this is a powerful time. There's a lot of portals open. There's a lot of streams open. Has anyone else been feeling that? Like downloads and upgrades and insights and all of this. It's a very, very powerful time. So just happy we can be here together, anchoring our light, anchoring the love and the compassion frequencies. And we're going to start. So as a reminder, as people are still logging on, well, first I always like to see where people are calling in from. So, hey, everybody. So this is where we do our little shout outs to say hi to all the people. So please put where you're coming in from. I see San Francisco and St. Petersburg, Oakland, Chucky. We got Hawaii and Vancouver. Ah, look, New Jersey, Arizona, Arkansas, Canada. We got some Georgia folks. This class is live from Atlanta, Georgia, Connecticut, Sacramento. I love this. I know we have some people coming in from even Cranston Island. Not sure where that is. We'll have to look that up. But okay, I just say hey to everybody, Michigan, and Rhode Island. So we're here. We are here and we are doing it. So just thank you all. We got El Cerrito. Yay. So all of our family is here. And so just as a reminder about the practice, everybody, a reminder to you, try to keep the practice going. The power is in the repetition, right? And even if you feel like I'm not feeling anything, and your heart might feel cold or shut down, the idea is just to keep it flowing, right? So the phrase is again, may I be happy and peaceful, right? And we say this as our heartfelt wish because I don't know about you, but that's always my wish. May I be happy and peaceful. May all beings be happy and peaceful, right? So we start always the metta with ourselves. This is very important. First, you have the medicine and then you can offer it to someone else, but you've got to be anchored in it first, right? So we're always focused on ourselves right now in this period. May I be happy and peaceful. May I be safe and protected. We say that because we protect everyone that we love. right? So we offer that to ourselves. May I be safe. May I be protected. May I be healthy and strong in the body, right? So when we say that, try to imagine your body is just filling with positive energy. You can imagine golden light, rainbow colored light, right? We're sending love. Often we're very harsh with our bodies, right? Sometimes we treat the body like a machine instead of a living, breathing entity, that has feelings. Yeah, you better recognize the body has feelings. It's a living system. It's responding always. So we say, yeah, may I be healthy and strong is just a beautiful embodiment prayer in that moment. And then may I live with ease and joy and well-being. And that is also joy, well-being. And we say the phrases over and over. Your mind, it will wander 1,000 times, right? That's what it does. So every time your mind wanders, yesterday or tomorrow, or what's happening, just keep coming back. Keep coming back. And if you can, try to keep grounded in your breath and also to feel the heart. So you can put your hands on your heart, okay? If you feel that you're not feeling it or it feels cold, actually touch your heart center, okay? Or you can take your hand. Sometimes I'll take my hand like that to allow yourself to feel. This is a feeling exercise. It's not just mental. We want to embody this. And that takes practice, right? We're inclining our minds right now towards self-love, care, and kindness. Okay, that's the goal of this 30-minute practice time. We are inclining the mind. We're going to sit down and we're going to turn it on. So just keep coming back to the phrases. It's the concentration, in a way, practice, because also what is important with the practice is to visualize yourself. Okay, so you hold this image anytime. It could be you at a young age. It could be you in this moment, right? It could be your 18-year-old self or your 10-year-old self or your 35 or 50-year-old self, whatever resonates. Find that image where you all of a sudden it's easy to connect. Like, there I am. Okay, there she is, right? You feel, there they are, and you see yourself and you just begin to work with that image. Okay, so do it in the easiest way possible, right? We're not looking to struggle and we're not doing self-forgiveness exactly in this moment, although that might come up, but try to do it easiest where you're just connecting with that wish, okay? May I be happy. So see yourself, hold the image, keep coming back, and we say the phrases over and over and over. All right, so again, welcoming everyone that's coming in. And now let's take a moment to find yourself in a comfortable position that you can hold. Again, I always remind people to not lie down, but if you have to lie down, but it's easiest if you have your heart up, right? You're an amplifier, right? What do we call it? Like a radio signal. It's a channel here, right? And we want to have our hearts kind of upright, our back a little bit aligned so that we let the energy move as best you can. If you are lying down, that's okay. Try to just open your hands, let your posture lie in an open way, not any way kind of crunched down like that. But remember, we want to open up, okay? So as we begin here, just start by just settling and start by taking a big breath in and a big breath out and just let your body and your whole system just begin to regulate. As you breathe in on the inhale, say the word peace on the inhale. And then as you exhale, say the word peace on the exhale and just begin to tune into the body through the breath. And as you exhale, let go of everything that you've been holding. Let go of the day. Let go of the the burdens, the worries, or whatever has happened up into this moment. We are arriving and settling. And we're setting the intention for our practice, this inner peace. So take some breaths, and with the inhale and exhale, begin to, if you need to move your neck and your shoulders around a little bit, right? Inviting the body to soften its armor. Sometimes we're not even aware that we are armored. But as you begin this practice, you will feel the rigidity or the tightness. So just breathe in peace on the inhale, relax the face, the jaw, and breathe in out, exhale. Soften your arms, soften your hands. Relaxing. And now bring your awareness to the heart center and take some breaths as if right through the center of the heart, you're breathing in and then breathing out. And just letting the whole body begin to resonate at a different tone, different frequency. The frequency of metta. Now bring your awareness deep into your belly, right under the belly button. You might even put your hand there, but take a few deep belly breaths here. And let the belly soften, expand. On the exhale, let go of any tightness, holding, clenching. This is the part of our body that's directly connected to the nervous system. So inhale peace into the belly. Exhale. Now feel your sitting bones making contact with wherever it is you're sitting. If you're on a floor or a chair or the couch or a bed, wherever you're sitting, feel your body. Feel the contact of your sitting bones. Now we want to ground in the body as we begin. Become aware of your body, fully aware. Feel your legs now, upper legs, and bring your awareness to your knees. And sweeping through with your loving awareness now, feel your calves and your ankles. And feeling your feet now, feel the tops of your feet. And feel the bottoms of your feet. And breathe in through the whole system now, from the crown all the way to your feet. Peace. On the inhale and peace on the exhale. Deep belly breaths. and softening the whole system. And as we begin the metta practice, begin by visualizing yourself or bringing to mind this image and see yourself through, I always say this, but see yourself through the eyes of the beloved, through Kuan Yin, Mother Mary, Tara. Part of our distortion is we don't see ourselves as we truly are. So see yourself as this benevolent being of light. In whatever time and place, whatever here or in the past, or if you have a favorite photo of yourself somewhere, just hold that. And as you begin and you see yourself, maybe begin by offering a bow internally or a gift, a peace offering. And then we begin with the phrases. May I be happy and peaceful. May I be safe and protected. May I be healthy and strong in this body. And may I live with ease and joy and well-being. I always like to encourage people to maybe say your name, or if you have a nickname, only if it's helpful. You could also do this directly with the heart. May my heart be happy and peaceful. May my heart be safe and protected. May my heart be healthy and strong. And may my heart live with ease and joy and well-being. And keep softening your body, continually relaxing. If you feel that tightness starts to appear, soften. And keep the phrases going, one after the other. May I be happy and peaceful. May I be safe and protected. May I be healthy and strong. May I live with ease and joy and well-being. You could also use the phrases, may you be happy and peaceful, as you look at yourself and hold the image of yourself. Again, experiment with whatever feels easiest to connect to the metta feeling in the body. Take your time. Each phrase has its own medicine. Other beautiful words may come, offer them all. And then when you're ready, come back to the phrases. Friendliness, kindness. This is the metta practice. If you're able to continually presence your heart, feeling into that space as you work with the phrases, that can help ground the practice. May I be happy and peaceful. May I be safe and protected. May I be healthy and strong in this body. May I live with ease and joy and well-being. And see yourself through the eyes of the Great Mother, the eyes of compassion. May I be safe and protected. Wherever I go in this world. May I be healthy and strong in this body. May I live with ease and joy and well-being. May I be happy and peaceful. Stay connected as best you can to the phrases and the image. The mind wanders, just come back and just simply begin again. May I be happy and peaceful. May I be safe and protected. May I be healthy and strong in this body. May I live with ease and joy and well-being. Keep softening in the heart center. Soften the breath, just one phrase at a time. Seeds in the ground of your heart. Every word, every intention is planting. I be happy and peaceful. May I be safe and protected. May I be healthy and strong in this body. May I live with ease and joy, well-being. May my heart be happy and peaceful. May my heart be safe and protected. May my heart be healthy and strong. May my heart live with ease and joy and well-being. In just a few moments more, keep coming back, centering your awareness in the center of the heart. Each breath, each phrase is the medicine, the seeds of kindness and friendliness and compassion. And for the last moments of our practice, I want you to imagine that the metta is now extending straight out of your heart. And I want you to think about the people in your life, family and friends and community, and envision them all in front of you. And children and grandparents and brothers and sisters, teachers, all of the beautiful beings on this call. And I want us to send this metta. May our communities, our families be happy and peaceful. See their faces. May our communities and families be safe and protected. May our families, our communities be healthy and strong in their bodies. May they live with ease and joy and well-being. And then as you take a breath right through the heart and you breathe in and out this light, imagine this golden colored light is now going out to all the people in your town and your state. And across this country, in South America, and this light begins to expand, going from country to country, all of Africa and Europe and all of the islands, North Pole and South Pole, every direction. We hold all beings, the whole planet. Imagine this light is enveloping this whole Mother Earth and all the beings. May all the beings on this planet be happy and peaceful. As we hold Mother Earth, may she be safe and protected. May all of the animals and the trees and the sky and the moon and the sun be healthy and strong. The rivers, the birds, the mountains. And we send this light like we are the sun is the metta, we shine out. May all of existence, all of creation live with ease and joy and well-being. As we bring our practice to a close, you can always bring the hands to prayer position at the heart. And then I always just bow to the beautiful hearts, to the practice, to the Bodhisattvas, to the angels, to the guides, the ancestors. Thank you for your protection and love. Thank you to all of us on this call to amplify the heart. And we bow to our own goodness, our own humanity, and our path to liberation and awakening for the benefit of all beings everywhere. Om Mani Padme Hum. Oh, thank you, everybody. That was a good one. I was feeling it. We're activating. We are activating. And you might feel like sensations when you're doing this practice, like vibration, tingles. Could even feel initially like some pain in there, and just as it feels like we're cracking open, the ancient temples I've been talking about. We're raising the ancient temples out of the earth. Yeah. We don't need to know what to do with these temples yet, but we know we're raising them up. And I've been telling people a lot about this fatigue that many of us are experiencing. So take a moment here if you need to stretch your body, you want to get a cup of tea. Thank you all. And we're going to share some Dharma. So if you need to just do a little stretch here, get in a comfortable position. Also want to welcome, we live stream on YouTube. So the two people that seem to come every Tuesday, we love you. Or it's usually about 10 or 12. So all the people surfing through the internet, come join our caravan of goodness and light. Yeah, all beings are welcome. We are practicing for the benefit of all. We are rooted in bodhicitta. Yes, so wow, that was so powerful. If you notice anything and you have questions too, you can put it in the chat window, and I'll answer some questions at the end here. So I want to just say a couple of reflections, beautiful community, about offer some good heart medicine for us here as we are in the beginning. Maybe we've been in apocalyptic moments for a long time, but I was talking to a friend earlier who was expressing to me that they felt kind of lost, like they were between worlds. And I liken this idea, we often say, you might hear people refer to third dimension and fifth dimension. And, it's sort of a way that we can wrap our minds around this great turning that's happening. Like we're turning out of the third dimension to the fifth dimension, or we're moving from the industrial growth society to a life-sustaining society, right? All of this time has been prophesied, right? Rather it's the Hopi prophecy or the Mayan prophecy or the Lakota prophecy. I mean, even the Tibetans have a prophecy about this time, right? Even the Kobe, this incredible tribe that live up in the high mountains, maybe you might have heard of them, in Colombia. They're kind of a clan of people. They were all white and they live on the earth, and they have this kind of do these advanced practices, and they live in a kind of secluded, but they've been sending these elders out into the world talking about this time. right? And what is interesting is that as the external systems begin to break down, it mirrors our internal systems. And the internal system being sort of the programs that we might have been so ensnared by, rather it's the programs of, supremacy, white supremacy, or colonization, or the programs that we tell ourselves about who we are, right? These limited views, distortions, and belief systems. And when they start to collapse, we often can have that feeling of being a little bit lost. Like this is collapsing, but yet we're not we're not deep into the great turning. So I would use this analogy of we're in the fourth dimension, right? We're between the third and the fifth. We haven't moved into that, but we're clearly exiting out of this program, right? It's like, and we're moving more and more. And there can be this sense of the ground shaking and this deep feeling of being lost as there's the inner collapse, right? We are the systems in the world, everybody. We are the prison system. We are the healthcare system. It's all created with consciousness, right? Systems are created by consciousness. And when consciousness evolves, so do the systems. They become more compassionate, right? Based on the frequency of the people. We agree to that, right? And so we're all in this. It's like, I keep seeing this excavation site, right? It's just, wow, destruction zone in there, right? Things are being mowed down and plowed down, and it can make us feel like, well, where do we find solid ground? And this is where the metta practice is so important, because we root down in the energy of the heart. This is where the resiliency is. And I've been studying so much over the last, I've come back to my Dharma reading text, and I'm lucky that I have so many books, and I loved and love to read about the power of the heart and the power of compassion and bodhicitta and lives of the great masters, because they're all saying the same thing. It's the heart that liberates, right? It's the heart that when we're resting in this great heart, that we find everything that we're looking for. We can rest in compassion, but we have to practice it, right? Because we're so programmed into this mind dominated. And I always think of that the Mayan prophecy that ended where it was the eagle condor, 500 years. And I've talked about this before. I even wrote about this because I used to see many visions of this. And the Mayan prophecy was the 500 years where the eagle and the condor represents South America, which kind of represents earth, love, family, the great mother, right? Nature. And the north represents kind of the mind and the systems and kind of control. And they said that for 500 years, the eagle dominated condor, just beat it into submission, right? And that top down, and also condor is feminine, right? It carries that beautiful feminine spirit. The earth is feminine. We come from the mother, right? So it's like to dominate that energy is so life it destroys life, right? It's the essence of life, right? And so they said, that in 2012, around 2012, 2020, in that time, that would be the condor would rise, and that the condor wouldn't then start dominating the eagle. Then that would set the whole thing on time, them or in the loop, but they would fly together. There would be this beautiful energy of the heart and the mind being in harmony. Right now, the mind is just dominating everything. You could see that. And we know as systems go into collapse, that old grasp onto the power, right, will happen, and it will destroy everything because it has to. It doesn't have the heart in it. Naturally, right? It doesn't have the heart. Yes, Debs, it represents wisdom and compassion, right? We need the mind. It's not throw out the mind, but it's in balance with the heart, right? So right now, what we're trying to do is recalibrate. This great turning is a recalibration where things will come into balance. It's not one dominates other. It's like you see these beautiful birds flying together. And also, I've been reading this book, Return of the Bird Tribe. This was a channeled book. Does anyone know that book? I got to get the author's name because I often have these incredible, I've been writing for years about seeing these condors of light. In fact, my third book about medicine was called Condors of Light. And this was 12 years ago, I had that title because then when I was in the jungle, I would see these enormous, gorgeous condors. Usually condors aren't like gorgeous, but I would see these visions. They're powerful birds, and they're really
Recording in progress.
only the heart. And that's what every text, every great master, anybody who's ever awakened has said the same thing, whether it's Jesus or, Ramana Maharshi or any tradition, right? So we're coming back, but it can just feel groundless, but it's not. The idea is right now is to come back and to fortify your heart center because there's a line right now. Anytime you move away from that, you will suffer. Do you notice your day can feel like this? Like, oh yeah, in the morning, we're like heart, love, light, yeah. And then it can be 3 hours later, like we lose all center and we're just in it, right? It's like the 3D, it's destruction, fear, terror. Oh my God, what's going on? So you might look at a news something flash. I don't have a TV. I'm like, I can't that whatever's being amplified, but I do get stuff through the phone and on, and I'm like, oh, and then I notice I crash and I come back into my heart. And you're going to see there's a dividing line right now, everybody. To stay even in that frequency will become so painful that we just automatically we start to shift. And that's how you know you're moving into that next stage because the pain of going back is too much. You can't even rest in it. The vibration of it is so dense, so heavy, and just so, it's like putting on dirty clothes or something. You're just like, what? You can't do it. You can't step into that. It doesn't feel familiar anymore. It's like, okay, let me take that off. Oh, okay, here we go. We got a whole new thing now, And that's what is happening to a mass majority of the collective, but that's not what's being amplified, right? They obscure that by just amplifying greed, hatred, delusion. But let us not underestimate this underground revolution, heart to heart, person to person, right? And it's like, this is the time I feel like where all these warriors, love warriors, spirits are coming back to this planet. I'm about to start the Church of Harriet Tubman again. It will be starting in April, and it's Harriet Tubman 5D. We're going next level, liberation consciousness. And I know I already start feeling it. I'm like, Harriet's been non-stop. Let me tell you, my friends are probably, I've been texting them, look at this message, look at this message. I mean, I've had to get used to that, that, wow, okay, we're back. Harry's like, now is the time. The book you wrote was for now, not 3 years ago. It's for right now. And so much of what I wrote in that book was prophetic about this time. She was always saying there's going to be a great war, another giant kind of, but of course we'll win. Don't worry, we will win as we always have and will always will. And so Harriet's like, we need to church again. Let's go. Sunday mornings, we're going to start back on it. Church of Harriet 5.0. And so much of that is coming through my heart chakra. So much of that is coming from love, like the love of the people, and to remind ourselves that when we rest in the heart, we are so powerful. We are like a boat that cannot be moved. You know that song, We Will Not Be Moved, that gospel song they would sing? And it's like the love of the people were unmovable when they were together. Dr. King had that light. He was also this great conductor. Anyone who could dismantle segregation in 12 years, a conductor, whew. And he was born only 12 years after Harriet died. They cut from the same cloth, And so are we, because we can rest in the heart. We can continually grow. And this is what I'm doing. It's like a trainer, a Jedi trainer or whatever, a Taekwondo. I'm making my heart fortified. And so in the right moment, it has its own path. It rises up. It does what it needs to do, right? It sets forth. But let us not feel powerless right now, because so many of us just watch in a sense of helplessness, tears on our cheeks. What is going on? It's like, let them have it, right? Let them tear it all up. Like, it'll just start eating each other alive, right? But what we're doing meantime, humanity could come back to its heart and trust that we can practice. Now is a good time to go to the temple, to go to the prayers, to make the offerings, and to remember we have great power, and it's in something much higher than that dominant ego energy. And what's so funny was that they made the eagle, and they also took that from the Lakota and the Native Americans, their sacred symbol of liberation and magic, right? And turned it into kind of put it on money and militarized it, again, using the ego consciousness as the dominator unknowingly, right? And so here we are, we're coming out from that domination, right? And into the frequency of love, into the frequency of the heart. So your compassion practices, our heart practices are the doorway to our liberation right now. And I want to say a little bit more about this balancing of wisdom and compassion. Okay, because when you are practicing meditation, and when you are, one of the hardest things about meditation practice and being a yogi, right, waking up, is the suffering pulls us off track, right? People, if we just sat in bliss, everybody would love to meditate, but what happens when you meditate? It starts off good, and then all of a sudden, all the memories, it's a purification, right? Meditation brings us in contact with our karma, right? And a lot of people, when I work with students in meditation retreats, when the days they want to run and flee, it's because they're trying to outrun the pain that is arising. All the memories, the programs, actions that we've done. And if we can't meet that with compassion, we'll never let go of our trauma. The only thing that really heals trauma is compassion. Right? We hold ourselves and one another. And this also is why the ceremony work that I do is so important. When I'm doing ceremonies with groups, actually I'll have them build community, and then we'll ahead of time, and then we go down and we're together and we're building the community. We create this field of love. And within that field of compassion, everything can be processed and let go of. Your traumas will never break these chains of pain and suffering if we can't hold them with compassion. It's compassion that lets go of the program. It's not the mind. The mind loves the program. The mind is the program, right? So we try to go into our head and figure, it's like, no, we have to come in and trust a whole different way of being the body, Your heart is in your body. So when you're resting in metta, you are resting in your body. You are feeling your body. Only people that are so cut off from their body and their heart could even harm an ant on the ground, more or less bomb other countries or deny people of their rights. It's unfathomable to me. It's such a harsh conscience. Like Earth is it's hardcore here. This Earth school, I'm like, oh, you got to have a fierce heart to handle this, especially as we go into this new cycle of the great turn, right? As we are shifting. And I do mean turn. It was so interesting looking at, I saw this little bit of a documentary from that town in Greece, this beautiful, rich town. The earth won't stop shaking there. Has anyone seen that? They're just having earthquakes. Everyone has to leave. Like, this is the type of thing that Pachamama is doing, right? Nothing, right? Everything's being shaken. It's like the ground, the water, the fires. It's like everything. And we have to really trust that the Mother Earth's going through her own transition. I don't fear for the earth anymore. I used to, but I realized no, as we go through this program, she's also going through this upgrade. So the shedding, the program, we get it. We're in this cycle, a powerful cycle. So I wanted to make sure that I encourage you in this next period of time to really think about retreat, to think about practice, to think about how to really fortify your energy. Right now, there's a lot. I almost feel like I don't actually use terms like stargates and star seeds and portals. I'm going to start teaching a lot about all this other information, a reality that I also live in. But I was like, it's not really ready to talk about that. But that's a lot of what we're going to be talking about in the Harriet Tubman 5D is these incredible opportunities. The veils between worlds are very thin right now, right? It's almost like as something collapses, something breaks open, right? We have, I guess, contact with our ancestors in a completely different way. I know people in the alien world where I just think all life is, we're connected to a 10,000 world system. Of course, there'd be beings in different dimension and bodies. For me, that stuff is very normal. I don't have any, just years in the jungle changes you, and working with a lot of plant medicine, you start to see beyond this one realm. But there's so many people, star seeds that are here awakening. And then you have the whole ancestor spirit world. We have beings like Harriet here. There's a lot of awakened energy. They say that as the end of the Kali Yuga era, the darkest part of the night is, brings the dawn, and we're entering into like the bottom of the barrel of these certain types of energies, right? And so I just want to say that it's a beautiful time to open yourself up to prayer, to practice, to love and compassion, loving yourself, and to keep these prayers going as much as you can. May I be happy and peaceful. May I be safe and protected. It builds not only a shield around you, but it creates a frequency that you're on the same frequency as the liberated consciousness, and they can reach you. Your latitude and longitude has to be just right? And the heart frequency is the frequency of the Buddhas, the Bodhisattvas, the Jesus de Cristo, the angel. They can reach you. And there's tremendous amount of expansion possible right now. Does that make sense, everybody? Is anybody also feeling that? Yeah, that there's this, you might start spontaneously writing, but in order to help, you have to stay in the heart medicine field until the heart no longer shifts back as easily into fear and terror and the program. We have to root so deeply, right? It's like that neuroplasticity. We dig a lane so deep that it's like almost impossible to kind of shift back into the old paradigm. We might momentarily, but we'll immediately feel it like, oh man, this is bad, right? And we'll shift back, right? So it's really key that the practice, let's keep the practice going, not just on Tuesday night, but try to have a continuity now. I don't know about you, but I need it. The moment I'm not really like, focused, it's just, whew, these other energies start coming in and they're powerful. Oh yeah, they're powerful. My grandmother used to always say, new levels, new devils, right? And as we are rising up, these old programs, they try to it's like, how the minute you go on a diet or some kind of health program, that same minute, all you want is like cheeseburgers and like you're not even on it 5 hours and the mind's already. That's what I'm saying, the hook of the old, right? We make a commitment to wellness and then every old program comes in to try to disrupt. So there's also a lot of disruption energy that you got to hold strong. You got to be fierce with your practice right now. And not only for your practice, but you are the light for many beings that you come into contact with. So you're holding, whoever you are, everybody out there, you have a community. And the more you're rooted and you're steady, the more you're holding the lantern for everybody else. You literally are a conductor for them. Somebody has to hold it, right? And start leading. It's like, okay, this way, everybody, we hold the light for each other. This is powerful times. We are being activated. And that activation is dynamic, right? And it's when we're rooted in the heart, we become fearless too. We do things that we never would do normally, but we're trust, we have faith, and we are held and we are protected in that. So I want to pause here to see if there's any comments or questions. And I want to see does Baba, I see you reading some notes in there. And I want to see if everybody, yes, I see Robert. Robert's one of our beautiful bodhisattvas with a heart as wide as the world. I see a comment. Should we go live to Robert and see? Let's call on Roberto. Baba, can you pull up? Oh, look, I'm seeing everybody else. And Andreas, hello. Now I'm looking through, but I want to see if there's any comment. Robert, there you are.
Yes, thank you. Good evening, everyone. I was just, as you were speaking, it just really resonated with me quite a bit in terms of the energy and frequencies that you spoke about. And what came to my mind is remembering as the key component. So what I mean by this, the 3D construct that we see as a reality, that is what we see, our goals, aspiration, and all of that is just focused mainly a lot of the time on the 3D is a construct and not the complete reality. The complete reality is way above what we can see. And when we do metta and things like these practices help us to tap in to that resonance energy where there is so much power, there is so much energy. And all of the energies, all of the fields that our ancestors were exposed to, we have it right now. We just need to access it. It's not far away at all. It's all the time available as long as we are open to tap into it, no matter what the physical circumstance is, those resonance energy are available.
Absolutely. So Robert and I talk about, Robert's a brilliant scientist, and we talk about the DNA and all of the DNA, the liberation is in our DNA, right? Because we are the children of the awakened ones, but also our ancestors like Harriet. And so it's not just the trauma, right? It's the remembering. Will you say more about the DNA? Because I have so many, you and I love to talk about this DNA activation time.
I think if we go back to remembering, is the key in my mind, because the DNA has everything, all the information that we may think we need. And if we stretch out our DNA in our bodies, it may go from here to the sun like 500 times. That's how much information is impacted is in every one of us. So we have incredible amount of wisdom. We just may need to remember that our body knows so much of what we need. And that's why when we're exposed to even medication, it's not the medication actually alone that does it. Very little the medication does, but the medication interacts with the framework in our body. If it is not there, medication does nothing. And it's a similar thing with plant medicine. That's what the plant medicine is accessing. It is the incredible structure that is in every one of us. And that information also is something that is in our bloodline. It's something that is in our, coming from our ancestors. There's a lot of information passed through onto me right now that is there. I just need to allow myself to access it with various practices and knowing myself first. I look at the external, but no, it's very, very little. There is so much that I am endowed with. If I could only remember to tap into that all the time, no matter what the physical circumstances, finding a way to reverse that. DNA has a lot of info.
Oh my gosh, thank you. I love talking to Robert. Robert and I get into these conversations for like hours. We'll be like liberation and DNA and how to move ourselves. But it does seem like the way that we seem to be able to access this higher information and to remember is when we're rooted in the heart. When we're lost in the mind and we can't hear it, we can't see it. We're just kind of in a downward spiral. But when we're resting in the heart, it's like that knowledge. It's like the DNA is accessible somehow. Somehow the remembering, it starts with the anchoring in the heart. And this is why it's so powerful to do all these heart practices, because they open us up into the field of possibility. We start to enter the state where we can remember, and our ancestors can begin to help us remember, and the guides that we come in with, and the Bodhisattvas, whether it's the Buddhas and Jesus and all of these great beings, can access through the field of the heart. You are literally a satellite, everybody. When you do your practices, it's like I often hear that sound of radio frequency, like, it's like tuning in. You become like a star vessel. And this other consciousness is like, here we go. Now we can reach them. and this information is more accessible. So in my mind, it all starts with just having that seed of resting in the heart center. And then the wisdom comes and we need them. But oh, Robert, thank you so much. I love when you're on our heart. Robert is like such a dear friend of ours. And so me and Baba, we love it. And so I hope this class is helpful to everybody as we grow. I feel like I'm just at the beginning of something here. I'm just a learner, I'm a kindergartner. I'm still trying to get my handle on what's going on. So I'm teaching as a friend. I always say I'm not really a teacher. I'm just learning with you all. How's this working? What's going on? Where are we at now? Wow, okay, this is getting more and more powerful. And I'm just trying to just listen to what Spirit tells me to do. Spirit says walk, I walk. Spirit says write, I write. Spirit says teach. Okay, I teach. So I'm just trying to do that. So, all right, let's take a last comment from our dear Lotus. Here we go, Lotus.
Hello, Spring.
Hi.
Hi. Yeah. I'm just so grateful for you. And I feel on the path with you right now. Feel very clear about being like here for this time. Like there's no other time I'd rather be alive. I feel these like rememberings that Robert's talking about just like relaxing into all the care that's available, because everything wants to love us. And yeah, I just want to thank you for being such a clear light and presence in this time right now. It's so important. And then I want to share something Harriet shared with me the other day. Yeah, I was in the kitchen and I was just feeling so much body pain, you know, as everything's falling apart. There's collective trauma moving through my body, and there's so much heartbreak all the time. You know, I have to keep surrendering to care just so that my body doesn't break down right now. Yeah. And I'm grateful for that. I love it. Like, but it's a lot of work. And in the midst of that, and then kind of making some tea to work with some plant allies to help and move some grief through, just this voice came in and said, you need to be willing and able to escape slavery. And I heard it, and then I wrote it down, and I didn't know who it was from. And then I was just kind of sitting with it, and then I felt Harriet right there. And I just looked up and I said, oh, Ma, Harriet, thank you so much. And yeah, she said, Lotus, I like you. and then I laughed and I was like, this is wild. And then I had a little freak out as a mixed race person who's not Black. Like, I had my little intersection identity moment. I was like, wait, what the fuck? Why is Harriet talking to me? Kind of shit. And but then, you know, I just kind of surrendered to that too, right? I'm like, Harriet's here to care, right? Harriet's an ancestor for all of us.
All of us. She's all of us. She's our mother to everyone. She might have a special connection to liberating people in chains and slave, but she's your aunt. You don't have to. It's beyond that. That's why I'm teaching Harriet 5D, right? It's like, it's a spirit. Yeah.
Well, and when I heard that from her, the first thing I thought of was Parable of the Talents, actually, because like, that's what you're talking about when you talked about my Tibet last week, right? Like, like, you know, when I feel the heartbreak of any loss right now, I feel the past heartbreak and I feel the future heartbreak that's coming. And I practice with it. I practice with all the people that we're going to lose. I practice with like my trans siblings that are being lost right now. And, you know, in my life and in other people's lives, and also just where we're going. And so that's what I heard in Harriet's words. It's not like about slavery. It's like choosing liberation. It's like being willing to choose liberation and choose the heart. And I just feel so fortified in my heart. And you're such a big reason for that. And so I just wanted to thank you more than anything.
Oh, Lotus, I received that. And on behalf of all of us, thank you for your deep work and your Dharma and your presence. There is absolutely no mistakes why any of us are right here, right now, together. That is just, this is our time, and we're going to have to go through the fire together. But there's many protectors out there, everybody. There are many protectors, and we just have to keep practicing and trusting in our own good hearts. And so on that note, we're going to start wrapping up the class. Thank you, Robert. Thank you, Lotus. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Bava. Bava, will you ring the bell for us? If you can, ring the bell to mark the end of the class. Are you out there?
Yes, I am.
Ring the bells, ancestors. We're here. Guide us on our way. Deep prayers. Also, everybody, I have a class on Saturday. I'll send out an email, but it's called The Road of Trials, and it's how to use these difficulties. What we perceive as difficulties can be powerful and liberating. Trust me, I know about this. I've been on the road to trials for 3 years. And so it's how to use what feels like what will break us. We transmute it. This is a class of alchemy. So that's on Saturday. So feel free to join us 1 to 4. We'll be doing a lot of practice and then Dharma talks. And I'm just sending you all love, and let us turn off our microphones or unmute ourselves. Let's unmute everybody, and so we can say bye to your beautiful selves.